Greetings and salutations. Welcome back to my stream. I am Karen Russmer. I forgot to turn off the background music. There we go. I can't remember what I was doing again. I do remember the last session was fairly productive. I found the kid. That ended. It ended. It was brought to a conclusion. Kind of. But I won't spoil it, just in case anybody wants to go back and watch the VOD on that episode. Then I found the printing press. I just found the printing press. Hey, welcome, Eliwana. I did something else. Oh, I looked for the murderer of the person that I don't have. One of the companions that I don't take out very often, the undead one. She decided that it'd be worthwhile to investigate where her dagger had come from. So that was a thing. Then I'm not sure if I did anything else. I went to the mud bowl and picked up these mushrooms, and I'm just about to hand in. I've got this coin for Dead Man's Eyes, and it's here, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it. So I'm going to hand this in to her and see what happens. Show the herb you found at the swamp. This seems to be an unusual herb. Can you tell me what it is? She takes a herb between her bony fingers, sniffs it, and gives you an approving nod. You've got an eye? It's an unusual... the herb is useful, but not by itself. Look here. She shows you 3 different herbs. This one's mudleaf. That there is gloomberry, and that's a dizzy head. I won't guess at what that does. If you can find 3 bundles of each, bring them to me. Okay. Give her the black... here are your black rattle caps. The old woman smells the mushrooms and takes a small bite. She chews it on it slowly for a moment and then grins, a gleam in her eyes. Ha! Strong. These will be good, all right. That's a proper greeting. Trading favors. Help me, and I help you. So what did you want to know? Ask. I know the area. Might be able to help you on your way, or maybe you need some potions. Nothing cheap, but nothing you can't afford. And they do the trick, they do. I mean, I want to know, what happened here? I have no idea. Used to be a village here once. Good folk. Well off, but not so well off to put on airs. They were at peace with the Fae, even had festivals celebrated with them. But that was long ago, 6 or 7 dozen years at least. As for what ruined them, I don't know. Got a guess though. The darkest nights, strange sounds come from deep in the woods, crackling and moaning as if a great tree is twisting its roots, rattling its branches like bones. There's something there, a creature that drove folk and Fae alike. As far as I've heard, a daughter of a human and a Fae used to live here. Her name was Elga Vernixia. Are you her? Might be, or might not. What's the difference? Who would still remember that name? So you've just been absolutely useless to me. Thanks. How much for the potions? Amulet of natural armor 2, that might be useful. And she's got some useful stuff. These feathers were enchanted by a crafty witcher that each one of them can turn into a large oak. I don't know what I'd be using them for, but seeing as though they're oddly named, 500 gold a pop. Was 500 gold a pop, wasn't it? Yeah. Gosh. Usually if it's something like a diamond, it says can also be used to cast certain spells, so I was kind of expecting that. I mean, she's got this frozen quarterstaff, and she's got 5 of them, and I click on one and all 5 of them appear. I think there's a bug with the game. Because, oh wait, no. One's a frost quarterstaff, and one's is unidentified. Okay, they all seem to be the same. Anything? See, that I expect. Oh, I mean, if Octavia was here, I might be tempted to take some spells just to learn them. It's available to Octavia, but I don't know whether she knows it or not. I think she does. I think I was using Vanish once or twice. I think I'll just take that book because I'm pretty sure I need it for something. For the alchemist, can't remember what his name is. Bodek. Borek? Oh, I've got another follower, True El Muno. Welcome, greetings. I'm Karen Russell, thanks for the follow. When there's 50 followers, there will be a giveaway, somehow. Still got to try and figure out how that works. But I got time yet. Still need another 25 or so followers. I keep meaning to get. I'll probably investigate this at some point, but I need to get a little tracker up on the screen somewhere. Although I'm probably going to have to do a complete overlay at some point because I have on order a web camera. I'm not 100% sure if and when it's going to get here because the place that I've ordered it from is currently out of stock, but it's the best price that I could find for the web camera that's been recommended to me. It's reasonably priced to say that it's the UK price when you compare it to the American prices. But at the same token, it's out of stock, so I've put it on back order, which they assure me at some point will arrive. Right. How am I supposed to get over here? Ah, mobility check. Take all that.
That is not far.
I've yet to touch this thing properly. Let's make some terrible decisions. No, Flat Shield of Faith. I want resist electricity. Because I'm pretty sure this is the skulls that do lightning damage. So everybody gets reductions. I've taken out these things before. So hopefully I should be able to trust him back up a little bit and then bless. Let's stab this one. Oops. Figured I have more than one attack now. Kundeo, move back a little and take out that one. There we go. Some real damage. Lindsay, move over here a little bit. Sing us a song. And shoot the ancient will-o'-the-wisp. Let's rage and take out that ancient will-o'-wisp. Oof. And Valerie just tanked that one up. Nice, managed to reduce all the damage from that attack down to nothing. I'm probably going to start running out of hit points on that sometime soon. It's only immune to partial of Tristan's damage. Nice. Akindeo, take out the will-o'-wisp. I didn't realise that these were slightly weaker ones. Might have taken them out first if I had. But no matter, because taking out the big guy has meant that I can focus on the little guys and not have too much difficulty. Ah! Coins. A coin with Wilbur's name. The coin with Callistropia's name. And why is my Twitch now reconnecting to chat? Weird thing. I just noticed a flicker out the corner of my eye, and my Twitch on my laptop is not connected to the chat in Twitch. Which I mean, it's responding to what I'm doing on the video. So I can only assume that everything is okay. Right, so one of the problems with all the stuff that's been going on is the fact that I've not been able to figure it out, because one of them at least, I found some coins in the well. Here, have a look. No, I've opened the well and scattered the will-o'-wisps. You did? And still I can't rest. So it wasn't those lights after all. I must have done something wrong then. Or maybe I had to do something but didn't. Damn it all, if only I could remember. I found some coins in the wall. Well, here, have a look. I'm paranoid that something's going wrong with my Twitch, so I'm just going to restart it. Refresh it. Still telling me that. Oh, there we go. It sorted itself out now, at least. No, it's disconnecting me from the chat again. Oh well, I don't need to. Hopefully somebody will send a message at some point and I'll see that the chat is still working even if I can't send messages, because I don't need to send messages, I just talk to you people. But if there is anything going wrong with the chat, sorry, that's completely out of my control. So, congratulations, you're just going to be listening to me for like 2 hours, 45 minutes. The ghost studies the coins for several moments, then turns to you, his face grief-stricken. That's what That's what this all about. That's why I can't rest. Oh, dark things, dark sins. What do these coins mean? They are a curse. It is a legend in these parts. It was said that if you bore hatred in your heart, hatred so fierce it could burn another soul, all you had to do was etch your enemy's name in a coin and cast it into the cursed well. It will be the end of them, and and the end of you as well. Curses carry a heavy price. If you hate another more than you love your own life, well, your life is forfeit already. Whose names are on these coins? Wilbur, that's me. And I thought I had no enemies at all. And here were two who wanted me gone from this world. These coins, look at them. The inscription was done by different hands. The second Callistropia. Sounds familiar. Aye, all right. That's the Dryad, my daughter's new love. Someone must have hated her so much that he was willing to doom his own immortal soul to get rid of her and of me. I guess Yabo Dorothy was the one who cursed us. Her for stealing his bride, and me for letting that happen. Nasty things, nasty sins. But who else could wish me dead? I've got the slightest idea about that. Look at this letter. It's written by the same hand as your name on the coin. After reading the letter, the old man shakes his head, devastated. Oh, Netta, what have you done? And what have I done? Such an old fool. While I was alive, I was a coward and a liar. That's how it went down. On one hand, I felt Dorothy was a good man, a reliable man, a much better match for my daughter than some dryad. On the other hand, it would bring misfortune on me, on us, the village, to refuse the Fae. So Magneta, she truly loved the Dryad. What was I to do? If I gave her to Dorothy, the Fae would seek revenge. If I gave her to the Fae, Dorothy would seek revenge. I used to give advice, but couldn't heed it myself. I was a fool. The ghost speaks slower, as if hearing his own story for the first time. I lied to Dorothy, saying the Fae threatened me. Then I lied to my daughter, telling her Dorothy had pursued me. Then I waited for the situation to resolve itself, and it did. Dorothy grew to hate me, and so did my own daughter. The ghost shakes his head and closes his eyes. Don't blame yourself. You meant to do good. Thank you for your kind words, but who cares what I meant if in the end it led to this? The ghost points to the runes around him. What keeps you from your eternal rest? Here they are. These coins just won't let me go. Those with my name on it. They are the symbols of the curse. I was hated not by one, but two persons. Their hatred is the rope that ties me to this world and keeps me awake. I don't know if the curse can be lifted, but do me a favour. Put the coins on the altar of Estrel. It's nearby in the temple ruins. Maybe the gods will take mercy on me and let me rest at last. Put the coins on Estrel's altar. You place the coins on the altar for a moment. Nothing happens. Then the coins evaporate silently, steaming away into mist. The ghost watches the coins evaporate into mist, almost in disbelief. At last, you have my gratitude. I feel tired. The ghost blinks, and you notice his silhouette is blurring slightly, evaporating as the coins did, but more slowly. But I must reward you, somehow. I've got nothing except for... Wait, under that boulder. I hid something there years ago. I have no need of it now. For me, it is time to rest. And with that, the ghost dissolves into thin air. So there's something under a... I love the way that it said boulder. That's just a little pile of rocks. A phylactery of positive channeling, which is precisely the thing that Tristan... Oh, lesser phylactery. Ooh. That's curious. If aware of this, headband has the ability to channel positive energy. It increases the amount of damage this ability does to undead, unhealed living creatures by 2d6 as opposed to the 1d6 that I currently have. I will take it. Tristan's healing is just getting ridiculous. I mean, at least I can kind of leave that one on the other healer now and just forget about it. So that solved him. Then there was this ghoul over here, which I was supposed to put coins on the A. Right. Where are these people? I noticed something hidden. I will take all of it and these mushrooms. For they are mushrooms. The demon stands before you and stares at you with dry, unblinking eyes. We've destroyed the coins to give the final rest to the ghost of a man. So I'll never rest, never. With a heartbreaking howl, the dead man lunges at you. I mean, wrong move, old man.
Nowhere to run.
Suppose that'd be a form of rest. Just straight up dead. Alright, I am curious now. She said bring bundles of gloom berries. I thought I had gloomberries on me. Yes, I do. I have 3 sets of gloomberries. And she wanted 3 sets of dizzy something or other. So annoying that when you can remember it but you can't remember. Oh. I'll just turn down my phone. And Swamp Bouquet, Nile Marches. 3 stems of Mudleaf, Gloomberry and Dizzy Head. And I have 1 Gloomberry. Was it Mudleaf? I wish I had a brain. Mudleaf, Gloomberry and Dizzy Head. And I've got 1 Mudleaf, 3 Gloomberry. I do not have a Dizzy Head. But there is 3 dots for loot, and there's some area around there that I've not been yet. And that is Dryad's token. It's not anything that I can eat off. It's not the thing that I was after. So let's go back up there. Oh wait, no, should have gone to this one. I mean, it's weird. One of the things about this game is that I like is that it doesn't really hold your hand very much, but at the same token,
It is finished.
it's weird that it's all like you don't see these things. Oh, it's just going to be that guy's body. You don't see these things by your own eye, but if you open up the map, there'll be loot piles everywhere. Which isn't the worst thing in the world. But at the same token, it's a little bit confusing at times because it's all like, well, why is it giving me this information when it pretty much refuses to give me any other information? See, that's a nothing thing, but I'll just grab it anyway to clear it up. I'm not entirely sure if I can get over into this. Oh wait, isn't this the place where I got just absolutely murdered? God, that's dark. Holy kittens, look, it's Faye, real Faye, hello there. Edgar the Next is back. She lives in a house outside the village. Is that so? That's welcome news. Why, oh why didn't she visit? Did she really forget me? Oh, so much time wasted. It's unfortunate her father didn't live to see this day. Oh, but he left a letter for her. Where is it? Just a moment. After several moments of rummaging inside of her tree, the dryad brings forth a roll of parchment. Here, please give her this. Her father's last words to her, and tell her to visit me. I would so love to see her again. God, that's a tale and a half. Alright, I'm going to speed read this because I just want to know what the letter says, but I don't want to really read it all. No, dear Helga, I'm sure you don't remember my face, but I hope you know my name. In case you don't, I'll introduce myself. My name is Cetrix. I am your father. I deeply regret that I never had the chance to grow up with watch you grow up, but it didn't help you at times of hardship and didn't share your moments of happiness and your sorrows. But you'll never know how much I love you. It is unknown to me what Isabel, your mother, has told you about me. Whether you ever found out I'm a satyr, whether you have heard of the extraordinary place you were born, or the my fate after your disappearance. In this letter, however, I will try to tell you everything. You were born in a village where humans and fae lived in peace for centuries. You know, we were more than good neighbours. It was a close union, a union so close that fae and humans built families together. Your mother and I fell in love with each other, and you were the fruit of our love, a child of two peoples. There wasn't a single human or fae in the village who didn't like our little Elga. From early on, you knew how to conquer hearts, and I loved you as well, more than anyone else in the world. Every day I would look at you and admire your features, and I would feel like the happiest creature in all of creation. But my happiness wasn't meant to last. Isabel took you off to far lands where she did this. Why she did this I do not know. Perhaps I offended her in some way, or maybe she foresaw the coming disaster. A few months later, that horrid creature attacked the village and razed it to the ground. A lot of fae and humans died, hundreds of houses were laid to waste, and soon those lands were void of life. I looked for both of you after a long time, but I never found you. Finally, I had nothing left to do but return to our ruined home to live out my days in solitude. I am grieved that Isabel didn't allow me to be with you, but I'm glad she took you away and saved your life. Nowadays, I am the one of the few who still live in the village ruins, hoping desperately that one day you will return to your homeland. I'm too old and lonely to leave. If I don't live to see you come back, then may this letter... Then this letter will tell you of my fate. Forgive me, my little girl. I love you, Cetrix, your father. Oh. Okay, that was quite a info dump. But that's another thing to go wander over to the other person.
Look ahead.
Greater enraged owlbears. That's what these things were. Yes. Now I remember how terrible everything was.
Just letting the intro.
Everybody should be healed up a little bit. Bless. What's this? What's this? Cat's Grace. Put that on Chiron. Octavia isn't here, but Sense Vitals. And can't remember what this one does. Oh yeah. It does that. I'm sure let's boost it with that as well, because this is a terrible, terrible idea. The last time I tried this, it just ended terribly badly, because these are greater enraged owlbears, which just absolutely hurt. And Decandio missed, critically missed at that. Right, so
A calculated risk.
dog, get in there. Can you rage and charge at somebody? Yes. Go off, do that. Keep them occupied. Right, is there anything I think I should have used bull strength on Amory before I ran across the way? Fairy fire? Should I? I mean, let's give it a try. Let's see if it helps. Alright. Valerie, start heading around that way. And Lindsay, what spells do we have on you? Displacement. Ooh, that will be... Oh, that's not very far at all. Right, move forward a little. Because displacement on some of these people would help. Nice. Nice. Miss. Not the end of the world. Couple of good strikes. Slightly disconcerting that dog still only has one attack, but you know, he is only an animal companion after all. Oof. Nice, nice. Pretty sure that was over 100 points of damage. We've nearly got rid of one of them. It's them retaliating that's the problem. Amory just got hit with a... Only needs a 2 on the die. That is rough. So that is where it becomes rough, because it's like 2 attacks, or 1 round of attacks, and I'm dead. You got lucky there, a little. I mean, she went from not getting hit to critically hit, but okay. Let's see if I can get this one's attention with Valerie. Lindsay. Can I grease up the area around the back? Shit. I hate the way that it snaps, and it snapped to the owlbear and tripped over Amory. That's not a good thing. Right, let's get rid of that one. And move up. And please don't fall over. Good. Right, Akundeo, take out that one. I mean, you're not going to take it out, but... Interesting. Oof. You're not going to hit that in a while.
I always survive.
You don't always survive. Oof. Come on. Alright, change of plan. Cat's Grace on Akundeo. Let's get that to hit bonus even higher. Doug, just try and do something. Nice. Come on. With Valerie tanking. Oof. I mean, I say Valerie tanking, she's still not doing excessively great at that. Let's move forward a little bit. With good old Tristan. Everybody's in the bubble should I need to heal up.
You forced my hand.
Kind of need to heal up next time for sure.
Stay behind me.
Hopefully be able to get out at least one before then. I mean, the Dirge of Doom is nice, but what else have we got? Oh, that displacement. That's what I wanted to get on Valerie. Well, displacement basically means that there's a permanent 50% chance to miss, even on top of the attack roll. Right, come on, take out that one. Nice, and then start on the other one. Okay. Now Tristan, let's have one of these fantastic little heals we've been saving up. 19, not bad, not bad. That negated one hit. Alright, Valerie, just keep at it. Alright, displacement Lindsay. Gundaya, let's do some damage. Nice. Nice. It's kind of funny, he never manages to get all 4, although it's only, you know, tops out at 9 on the dice, but anyway. I was supposed to heal with you.
I can't keep this up much longer.
Thank you, thank you. Everything, 2 of them missed because of concealment. That's a respectable number. Okay, let's have a big heal. Let's go for some really big heals. Why Emery isn't back in the fight? Kundeo, come on, let's go. Although technically Kundeo was after Tristan. Oh, there we go. Nice. Okay. Right. What wondrous loot is over here? Nothing but a body. With a sword. A dueling sword. The swordsman's passion. It's a +2 sword with agile finesse weapons. I mean, it's not bad. Was it even worth that? It's worth 5,000 gold. So it was almost worth it. Kind of. Right, I need to go back to the witch lady. Oh, before we go much further, let's have some heals. 19, 18, 17. I prefer this to be going up. 21, that's not bad. And 15. That'll do. Right, back to the witch lady. The herbalist. Shouldn't call her a witch. Don't know if she is a witch or not. Speaking of witches, I've been looking at Pathfinder 2nd Edition because I have a Pathfinder 2nd Edition game on Tuesdays. And this week, because we were player down, and we decided to do a society adventure rather than carry on with the plot, because we want everybody involved for the plot, because it's one of them critical things, and it's I had to roll with a pre-generated character. I chose Amory because it was was late, and it was I need a quick and easy character. Barbarian, they rage, they hit things. Terrible idea for the adventure that we played, because it was mainly a social thinking one, but you know, I held my own fairly well. But I'm thinking of creating a new character just in case we do one of these again. Hopefully again within the same level range, or else I'm going to be struggling and have to come up with something. I was thinking about bringing back one of my old characters. Comes from 5th edition. And they are a druid grandmother. The kind of plot there was that she was a druid pretty much all of her life. She eventually retired, had kids, had grandkids in this little grove in the woods somewhere. And all was happy and great until somebody came along to burn down the woods and killed most of her family. She was out doing something. So she decided that at the ripe old age of, I think she was 84, something like that. She was old, especially in, you know, D&D terms. It's like 84 is far too old to be adventuring. But with little else to live for, she decided to take it up again and seek revenge. Only thing is that because of her pain and suffering, her druidic choices were a little bit more cut and burn than it was nice plant. You know, one of the things about druids I find is a lot of them are just tree-hugging hippies. And I say this in the politest way possible because it's all, there's nothing wrong with being a tree-hugging hippie, if that's what you want to do. But they're just a very narrow mold that all druids kind of fit into. So I started, you know, one of the things is because it was like the slash and burn, it was like any druid spell that did fire damage or had a fire effect, I took. And then I also, because of her age, used Wild Shape a fair amount to get over the negatives of being so old. You know, aching bones, fatigue, what's a word? There's a word for when muscles degrade. It's not going to come to me. But basically, if you don't use muscles for a long time, they turn atrophied. They atrophy away. And so she had atrophied muscles, creaking bones, that kind of thing. So rather than, you know, do a lot of her fighting like that, she'd wild shape into an animal that is, you know, at least more robust. And then the GM decided to do something weird, which was switches over to Pathfinder 1st Edition when we were like 5th level. None of the players had any experience of Pathfinder. And this druid just... The druid in Pathfinder is not like the druid in 5th Edition D&D. Not at that level, not as far as I could tell. And it was very confusing. And it kind of put me off. But then, the other thing was, which was really bad for me at the time, was that I was between... I got a promotion in work. And this promotion in work basically meant that I was just continually tired because all of my mental capacity was taken up with work. Because it's I went from configuration consultant just doing SQL day in, day out, to an actual developer, which was learning C#, how to properly do SQL in terms of what the dev department had as standards, and basically getting up to speed on sort of like half dozen different products that we had. So I was just tired. And it was like, we're going over to Pathfinder next week, and it's like, I don't have the energy for this. I really don't. And I tried talking him out of it. I tried talking him into sort of like, rather than starting out at 5th level, start out in Pathfinder at 1st level again, so that everybody had, you know, very basic skills yet again. Because this is the thing, in D&D, we'd not started off at 1st level anyway. We started off at 3rd, which is where 5th edition really starts to pick up for the players. Everybody's chosen their speciality regardless of the class. They've got quite a few abilities, but not an overwhelming amount of abilities, especially for experienced players. And there's not too many choices to be made before that point. You know, you've got your heritage, your class, and your speciality within your class, and that's pretty much it. If you're a spellcaster, you've got a few choices to make with spells, but that's part and parcel of just choosing a spellcaster. We worked our way up to 5th level, and I suggested to him that it's like, okay, seeing as though you want to change systems, how about making it a lot easier for ourselves and come up with a prequel story kind of thing? Take us all back to level 1 in Pathfinder. We'll go from 1 to 3, and then at 3rd level we'll jump back up to 5th level and take it from there, giving us some time. But no, he decided nobody in the group knew how to play Pathfinder. Everybody starting 5th level, go nuts. Oh, and all options were available. It wasn't just like we're only playing with the core rulebook, we're only playing with the core rulebook plus this one other book. No, it was like, if it's in Pathfinder, if there's a book, if there's a feat, if you can find the details online, it's acceptable. So basically, it went from a system where, no offense to D&D because of 5th edition, because I don't mind it. And some of the players in the group aren't. They get very much overwhelmed when they've got a lot of choices. So having the limited number of choices of D&D is great for them. You know, you've got, I think it's something like 10 races. There's probably a few more now, but you know, it's not an overwhelming number of races, and there's only like 12, 13 different classes for D&D 5th edition. And that's your lot. There's no archetyping. Yes, you choose a speciality, and you can multiclass if you so desire. But usually, people, you know, if you're just starting to play, if you're not sure what you're doing, you can start off with a 3rd level character and wing it. But to move us over to Pathfinder with all of these options on the table, all of us were just overwhelmed, and I was just far too tired to concentrate. There was one player who really got into it, but she's quick. She's quicker than me. I'll say that straight up. But she couldn't be held responsible for helping everybody make all the character decisions that needed to be making for like 7 players and up to level 5. And so we played Pathfinder 1st edition for a few weeks, and it just wasn't going well because none of us knew the rules. It was just dragging the game down and having to continually clarify and make mistakes. I don't mind making mistakes. It's just some of the other players, it's like, I want to do this and then do this, and then it's like, okay, if you do that, you provoke an attack of opportunity from that, and an attack of opportunity from that, and when you get there, you also provoke another attack of opportunity. So that's 3 attacks of opportunity for me. Oh look, my dice basically murder you for trying to walk across the room and do a thing. So some of the players, quite rightly, were like, well, if I'd have known that it was going to do that, I wouldn't have done that. And it's all like, do you go for the rule of, well, hands off the chess piece, or do you say, well, you know, you're learning, so yeah, we'll undo that, but now what do you want to do? Especially, you know, seeing as though that would have killed you, and it's like, well, give me time to think about it, and then it's, I shoot my crossbow at the guy because I don't want to bog down the entire thing, and so it got very mundane. And eventually we switched back to D&D 5th edition. Like I said, I was really tired, so I cannot tell you whether it was like 1 or 2 weeks or 1 or 2 months off the top of my head. It felt longer than it should have been, but it was probably shorter than I'm remembering it. And the thing is, what really annoyed me is as soon as we got back to 5th edition, it's like I was just casually looking through something because Pathfinder 1st edition had a humble bundle out years ago, where it was basically a lot of the source material. And I can't remember why. I think it might have been towards the end where it was like I was sort of working out, do I want to ask the GM whether I can actually redo my character now that I know a little bit more about Pathfinder. At that point he announced that we're going back to D&D, so I just knocked it on the head. But this Ashra druid grandma, I actually figured out was no longer a druid. They were a witch, because everything in their wheelhouse of abilities just fit so much better. And on that note, back to my original point, is I'm thinking of remaking them as a Pathfinder 2nd edition Primal Witch. I gotta sit down and do that at some point. It's probably gonna take me the best part of a day because I'm not really quick with Pathfinder 2nd edition at the moment. I played 2 characters three. I had created one character and played two other pre-gens. Both of them basically a fighter and a barbarian, and it was like, yep, this is a nice easy class to play. So no, I want to sit down and I want to make a primal witch. I was kind of hoping for an occult witch, but the occult ones didn't really seem to fit, and going back to the whole thing that she used to be a druid really kind of fits in with the primal witch thing. So I'm kind of excited about doing that at some point, but at the same token, it was a long story for basically I'm making a primal witch for Pathfinder 2nd edition, and I think I might have driven away some of my viewers, because apparently there's only 2 of you left. Wouldn't surprise me if, yeah, at least one of them's just a lurker. Anyway, give her the letter. A dryad named Teresa remembered you and will be glad to see you. She asked me to give you this letter. Elga opens the letter, runs her eyes over it, and her expression shifts. It could be either a smile or a grimace. So, that's how it is. Well, what does it matter now? She gives a rather rattling sigh. Oh, Teresa, I should visit her someday. Yes. Tell her about the coins. I'll learn what happened to the village, slain the monster and freed the cursed soul. She listens to your tale, nodding her head. So that's how it all happened. The scary thing it is, this curse and all. It would seem just a tall tale, but here we are, and the village is gone. So who's to blame, you think? Bum. It's an interesting choice, because it's like I kind of blame Nieta for basically going over to Calistropsia, but of the same token, not sure if Calistropsia put a spell on Nieta and stole her from Dorsey. The thing is, for Dorsey to basically curse the whole village and whatnot, just, I mean, what does that tree have to do with it? I think the tree is in Calistropsia? Maybe? Can't remember. I'm gonna blame Dorsey. Maybe, but the hatred may be well earned, or at least seem to be. Put yourself in his boots, see it through his eyes. Freya dragging your beloved to the forest. Her fool of a father is helping them. The fellow must be truly believed he was saving her. So what would you say now? Who is to blame? Well, okay. Maybe something else has destroyed the village. Now that's clever of you. You're sharper than you look than I took you for. You're right. Dorsey wasn't a mage. Why would his curse come true, and with such strength? Turning a dryad queen into a monster is not a simple curse. Like making your neighbour's knees ache when he tells a lie. Besides, the air in these parts feels wrong. It's like... No, never mind. We should speak no more about it. So, what would you say now? Who is to blame? Curious thing. Nieta. If she hadn't cast Dorsey aside, none of this would happen. The heart wants what it wants, right? A girl falls in love and the passion fades. Happens all the time. The worst thing is she cursed her own father. That's wicked true. But her love must have been so fierce as to give birth to such burning hate. So what would you say now? Who is to blame? Wilbur. He's been stalling the decision for far too long, and in the end everyone started hating him. Yes, Wilbur was always a coward, but he didn't want to hurt anybody. but in doing so he hurt everyone and got retribution from both sides, his daughter and her groom. But he wishes well to everyone, right? It wasn't his hatred that fueled the curse. Calistropsia? She put a spell on Newton and stole her away from Dulcie? Stolen, A bride's not a sack of potatoes. She's got her own mind. She could have decided for herself whom she liked more. As for putting a spell on Newton, I don't believe it. I have seen how people act under a love-binding spell. So, though I haven't seen the whole story with my own eyes, I still believe it was born of true love. Alright, what do you think? The old woman smiles slowly and shakes her head. Now, more than ever, she reminds you of a fae in the forest. It's not up to me judging folks. Gods can judge. That's easy for them. For they know everything. The young folk can judge as well. It's even easier for them, for they know nothing. And I just keep it all in my memory. Well, okay then. That was the most political answer. Good riddance. What? I am so confused. But I've taken care of it. I've just got to find some more mudleaf, gloomberry, and dizzyhead. Well, I don't need a gloomberry. I need 2 more mudleaf and 3 dizzyhead. I don't think I've got any of those. Or any more of those. Oh no, I've got the 3 dizzyhead. So I just need 2 mudleaf. That is a curiosity. See, it seems to suggest that it's... See, I think everything else is Swamp Witch's Hut, Swamp Witch's Hut, Swamp Witch's Hut. They're all from the Swamp Witch's Hut, which suggests that the mudleaf is also somewhere near here, and the Swamp Witch's Hut.
That was easy.
There we go, 2 mudleaf. Voila, that was easy. As Anne-Marie just said. Bum bum bum. Let's try and clear all the quests up here. Your herbs. 3 bundles of each. The old woman claps her hands and gives a grin, revealing how a row of brown, uneven teeth. There's a good boy. And didn't it take a lot of time to find them, eh? Give them here and I'll put them to good use. 400 coins received, 300 experience, and lost all the items. Oh. Okay then. That was just another task, so that's gone. 3 volumes of the alchemical treatises of transmutations and bodily poisons. I've got one of those one-off old Burma. Still not sure what else is going on with these. I mean, I've got this curse one to take care of. I need to get some more posts. I need to unlock a secondary stat. Annexation I'm working on. I think that's campaign level stuff, I feel. Beneath the Stolen Lands is DLC, which I don't really want to get into yet because I think it's either procedurally generated or it is a very deep dungeon. Either way, it's something you do when you're bored, and I'm trying to focus on the plot and story elements, not just the never-ending. Gonna go to Sorrowflow. I think she asked that. I have a feeling that she asked me to come alone to that one. Not entirely sure whether that's a good idea or not. But I'm gonna give it a try. Bum 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 bum. I don't really know what else to talk about. I'm tired. I am so tired right now. Greater Werewolf. Collect it. Why not? It's the only thing left lying around. Show everything. Live. The pre-made build only works when you're if you change the pre-generated build, it breaks the auto level up. Oh, okay. I had wondered because I was thinking with some of them occasionally of just like auto leveling them, but then I couldn't find the option to auto level them. Right, so I'm gonna go over to this place, Sorrowfall. What's it called? Sorrowflow? Gotta go back to town first, get rid of this death's door. Might sneak my way up to Sorrowflow on my own. No, keep going. You're so close. Into the location. Go to the throne room. Let's see what's going on here then. In Loachingdale. The capital of Dumwana Barony. Loading screens.
Resting would be nice, don't you think?
Yes, resting would be nice, and we'll get to it in just a moment. I'm managing my barony. If you're that tired, go sleep in the corner. The gambler. They came to visit the region. Blah blah blah. Success. The advisor hunted the gambler down and chased him from the region at full gallop. Now the local population can return to their lives untroubled by tricksters. He attempts to play man squeezes in the driver phase. Already drinking a cart full of gold. He's one. It's time to stop him before he bankrupts all the region. Health. Event of the month. The locals are bored and Jod failed. Great stuff, Jod. Curses. Research into the curse are a village in the marshes. The nature of the bald hilltop. That's Curses' sycamore tree, but I don't have a person for that. And why did I click that button? I didn't want to click that button. I wanted to go back to the kingdom view. If I click on advisors, we go over there. If I click on this, it goes back over to here. Okay, let's... At 207, which means... And I'm slightly closer to this 400. Events, herbalists, Jubileost. You have a 61% chance of success. Have a crisis point, because we've got 4 of them. I think I get these back? Well, that takes it up to an 85, so I'll take it. And then we've got... Oh, I forgot we've got all these as well. Rank up. Oh, shoot, I should have potentially done that. Economy is all Jubileost, I believe. Chased away at full gallop by a wee gnome. Hey, British Bumbershoot, how's it going? Are you still in that phase where you can't change your name, or have you just given up on having a sensible name now and it's just going to be British Bumbershoot for the rest of time? Well, welcome, by the way. It's good to have you here. Now I will no longer be talking just to myself. Right. These cost. I don't want to spend anything. I think I'm gonna have to spend. Right. Let's do the Bald Hilltop and start that project. curse it and everything that it stands for. Can I get 200 and... ooh, numbers. 293. No, so close. Right, let's go into town. Let's sell some stuff. Oh yeah, that might have expired now. Maybe. Right, do I have the book that I'm thinking should be in here? What does the other book look like? It looks like that. If I click on that, all the books. Pathfinder's Diary. Could have sworn that I'd seen another one around. I have a bad feeling that potentially the other book might be in the wizard's place that I was refusing to steal because apparently I'm a good guy. Wine, dirty travel log, Cypress Queen's flute. Oh, this one's an expert in antiquities might find it interesting. Well, we do have a few things. I think it was this week on the phone at the moment and can only check on the desktop, I think. I feel like you should be able to establish a port. It seems like a fairly decent spot for it. I think I've got a docks. Brought you some relics. Anything worth a story. Okay. Right, let's head into town. Let's sell off some more stuff and let's see if we can't get these 300 BP. Yeah, I've got this pier of sorts. I mean, it's not a very big dock, but this is not a very big town. I mean, there's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, maybe, if I didn't double count, 30 to 34 homes, including, that's including the tavern and the barracks. I like the way that there it says that the creature is capable of a regeneration, very hard to kill, and it doesn't go into the troll one, it goes into the cragly norm. Can only be killed with cold iron weapons. Yeah, it might do, because we're still actually only classified as a village. Do I want to become famous? Do I want to buy followers? No, thank you, and good night. Oh no, what? I didn't want to remove a ban them. Whoops. Right, close that. There we go. Banned somebody, accidentally unbanned them, so I had to ban them again. I'm not sure if anybody else can see that in the chatter. I wonder where the printing press is. Did you manage, British Bumbershoot, did you manage to catch up on the previous session? That's a question. Offer, chunk. Right. This bow, this sword, this axe. That's a swordsman's passion. That's a great club +2. That's a not much of a thing. Keep all of that. Natural armor +1. Do I really want that? I've got one. I was going to give that to Octavia. For anything else that I would like to sell right now, and that's quite expensive. But an expert in antiquities might want to look at it. So that suggests that I might be able to get more money for it. which I did do with a lot of the coins. That'll do. Deal. Oh, right. Let's head back to my front room. Hello, your reaction to "Do you want to become famous?" and the message being deleted indicated how big of a delay it is on my phone. It was deleted long before I hear you acknowledge it. Okay, yeah. I mean, I think to a certain degree that it's just a little bit of luck sometimes. Because I've had it where I've been on streams and, you know, the person will be saying things and I'll be able to type quicker than they can actually type. So it was like, oh, come join us on the Discord. And it's like, okay, exclamation mark, Discord. Type it in, send it off. And then, you know, it's like, oh yeah, thanks for that. And it's like, yeah, I could see that you were playing the game and you were going to go type, but I figured I might do the typing. Right, now can I purchase the required BP? That is a question. I need 297? I think it's 290. I don't want to overspend. Click on it. 107, need 400. So that is 293. 293. Accept. Why does it just feel like it took... Oh, there we go. It looked like it just took my money and just not giving me anything. Didn't catch up on the very end, though, if anything epic happened. I found the printing press. Whether you count that as epic or not? Oh, yeah, I am claiming lands. Yes, I am claiming South Nile Marches. It's a terrible idea because, you know, I have no build points to assist this place, but it's going to take 14 days, which is 2 weeks, so I'll have 64. And some other stuff should finish up by then as well. Ta-da! Declared the South Nile Marches as part of your kingdom. Ooh. I mean, that just looks like I set fire to the place. A famed magician visited the settlement and made everything... everyday things come to life. People seem to be more frightened than amused. The council of servants arrested the mischievous Fae and compelled him to repair the damage he's done. I mean... Triumph. Herbalists. Natural resource lacking manpower. Group of merchants. Okay, the advisor bargained such a sophisticated, mutually beneficial deal that the news spread like fire. More fortune hunters have arrived already, seeking fortune and bringing profit to the treasury. Nice. Road to Owlcat trading post. According to the agreement with Jamal D. Aldori, a safe and reliable road to Owlcat trading post must be built by the barony. Someone must be appointed to look into it. Nice. Anything else? Restoration of Bronze Shield Fortress. Oh, that was the project. Events. Counselor awaits in the throne room. Hands of Gold. Rumour has it that an unknown self-taught master crafting items of extraordinary beauty and rarer quality have appeared in the region. Such people are rare. Send Valerie? It's a terrible idea. She just chased them off. And Howling Wolves. Okay. That's how I do it. So. See, I can't build it along the Fawn River because Fawn River passes by Loachingdale. I could build it along the Skunk River, but then the North Nile Marches doesn't have a river of its own. The Dire Nile Marches doesn't have a river apart from that little bit at the end. So I'm thinking, I mean, on the side of the lake, I'm building a new little village. I mean, you say that's a pretty big portion of the map. It goes all the way to over here. And all the way to over here. It's not even a third of this map yet. I mean, the dangerous thing is that I own everything from north to south. So, you know, if somebody wants to get from one side to the other, or if somebody, if the two sides decide to go to war, I'm stuck in the bleeding middle. It's not so like, oh, just go down to the South Nile Marches and keep it down to my territory. Supposed to visit Varnhold. I think I'm supposed to visit at some point. I can't remember. Sure, I got invited to visit Varnhold. Can you build it on the island? I don't think I can build it on the island. Come off the map. No. Also, I think that would be a terrible idea. Let's go for there. Build a settlement. Right. Nothing built yet. So I'm going to enter Loachingdale because there's build. Is it here that I do it? Every 3 villages you acquire in your domain will enable to upgrade one of them to a town, provided that 6 or more slots are occupied in that village. Complete relevant projects on the tab to start the upgrade. On what tab? Have pier. Well, that's constructed. Built. Wonder if I need to upgrade the new place first. Complete the relevant projects on the projects tab. Wait, that's back. Okay, that's back out here. Yeah, projects. There isn't one yet for upgrading the place. Start that project because I'll get 500 BP for it. That sounds like a plan. Trade agreement can't afford, but that will increase my build points per week. Agreement with Patex, 4 build points a week. I don't really like Patex. Have you got 6 slots filled? In Loachingdale, I do. With 7 filled. That's because trade agreement with Margvan, 2 BPs, 75, but it's Jubileos. So once you're done with that, you'll be on to something else. Right. Everything else, I think, is Valerie, take care of the wolves. Hands of Gold, send Tristan, because Valerie will be, somebody awaits me in the courtroom. In the throne room, not courtroom. Tristan, there's a look of determination on Tristan's face. I bring bad news from your subjects. Today, one of our citizens stopped me in the street and asked me to tell you something important. Yes, that's what the 710 was. Tristan ponders for a while as if he doesn't dare continue. You see, one of the traders who today sells imported specialities in the King capital has not always led an honest life. Under the Stag Lord, he helped the bandits sell stolen goods, for a percentage, of course. This scoundrel was far from the fort on the day you struck a decisive blow against the Stag Lord and his band, and today he continues trading in plain view of those who he recently helped rob. I never rush to judgment, but you must at least arrest this merchant and question him and give him a chance to repent. And think of those who see him in the streets every day, walking free and unpunished for his crimes. The people appeal to you for justice, Baron. Arrest him immediately. Community up, economy down, but I gain 30 BP. New event, love of the people, support of the councillor's endeavours. I shall order this merchant to be detained. Of course, we will fully investigate the rumours and get to the truth before we judge him. There's more than one person. Dragon, a young dwarf in worn-out clothes, shows you a scroll of fine paper with an expensive seal. He speaks ceremoniously like a herald. Greetings, I am Dragwood's. I come to you, your grace, with a request. Or, to be precise, to receive compensation. The Road of Shields used to run through your lands. It was built, among others, by my ancestors, members of the noble Wardash clan. This means they still own it, even though they were driven from these lands. According to the law, if the bandits take my father's house and kills him, the house still belongs to me. So I've come for what's mine. Here, take a look. This scroll contains a list of expenses for building the shields of roads, the cost of laying the stone, draining, cutting firebacks, and so on. You and your people have lived for a long time on the lands that lawfully belong to my people, making free use of the fruits of somebody else's labour. Would you now please pay me for the work my ancestors did? I, Drogon Wardash, humbly demand compensation for those who are no longer able to collect. I do not ask for gold. It's better that you give me a house with a shop, which will cost as much as the sum in the scroll. You see, I'm a blacksmith and I'm used to earning my living honestly, but I can't work without a shop. As soon as I get what's mine, I'll open the shop right away, and then you'll have at least one decent bladesmith. You'll get nothing from me. No, I don't like it, but at the same token, it's alright. I am lawful good. He is a bladesmith. And it's the closest answer. Fine, I will do as you ask. The dwarf blinked several times, surprised. You agree? Just like that? Seriously, I never thought I'd meet in the land of thieves a ruler who honoured the law. You are truly a worthy ruler. Well, then I guess we'll meet when you satisfy my petition. My respects. Okay, nobody else wants to pester me right now. I do kind of like the idea of the bladesmith though. Rank up. Support the Chancellor's endeavours. Choose an advisor. Him. We'll rank it up to 2 in loyalty, which will be nice. Loyalty. Oh, it'll go up to 3. Nice. I mean, economy needs to go up, so I need to really do this one first, which requires Jubileost. But I'll burn that bridge. Love for the people. The cost of building with a static loyalty bonus The cost of buildings with a static loyalty bonus is reduced by 10% because I have the love of the people. Yeah, I mean, the "hi, you'll get nothing from me" is a good option. It's probably what I would have chosen if I was anybody else, because it's I don't like, I've been to the keep where basically his ancestors were, and it's they've pretty much abandoned the place. I mean, I appreciate that it's he might have a piece of paper to say, and his ancestors paid a lot of money, but at the same token, it was a failed endeavour. He just needs to get over it. But I'm lawful good, and a bladesmith isn't the worst thing in the world. That takes more BP than I actually have. I wonder to a certain degree with the towns, because there's nothing here yet. So it's 0 out of 10. So do I need to build some places and get this up to 6 out of 10 and the other places to 6? They look like arrow buttons and they're not arrow buttons, and that's a little bit annoying. Oh, Dragon's Armour Shop. Does that want to be next to something? Oh, +1 to economy when adjacent to a tavern or longhouse. So if I put it on there, oh no, he can be the pride centre forward of this town. And that's all my build points for now. But next to that, I shall build a tavern and a longhouse when I have the money. Longhouse is 50, tavern is 20. Having a kingdom is expensive. I think I don't think that you have any of those buildings, so you'll probably save more than you spend in the long run. What? This also doesn't have many places. This is only 3. I need so much build points. How many of these can I purchase? 26. That does not help me right now. So I've got a pier here. Yeah, can be upgraded to a marina, requires a town. Although it doesn't say if the marina can be further upgraded. Spent a lot on wooden walls because military seemed like a good idea. Right, so is there anything else anybody can do? No. You've got 7 days, and then I'll rank up the economy. Which should help, because one of the things is it's provides 1 BP per work, 1 BP lost due to low economy. The economy, if I do this, should go up. And hopefully that'll increase the number of build points that I get. I mean, it's only going to go up by 3, maybe 4. But at the same token, I need to do some of these trade agreements. I mean, that would be nice, but that's expensive. But it will be 5 BP per week. Each city gains 5 BP per week. 2 BP for a town and 1 BP for a village. So that's only just going to go up. That common was a task that gives you 10% off the buildings. Oh, yeah, the love of the people. Yeah, I think to a certain degree, it's a foregone conclusion that you do something like this, because I don't have a lot of these. City Hall, that sounds expensive. The Sword Lord's Academy, the Temple of Kaleen, Town Hall, Alchemist Laboratory, Bard College, they all sound expensive. So having that 10% reduction is going to help. I think one of the things that I'm also trying to get up is these ones that don't yet have a rank, because if I'm not mistaken, I've got 5 with ranks, and if I go over to my advisors, I've got 5 slots. And I suspect one of them is going to be arcane, because if I go over to curses, there is no candidates available for this position. But I don't know what position that will be. But if it's not the Jode, who is the spiritual guy, it's also going to increase my arcane. So I think there's an arcane advisor at some point. So I need to get these others up. I just don't know how. Well, maybe building the villages up as well. This could be a very long game just on the kingdom management side of things. There's a part of me where it's like, oh, this could be interesting, but there's also another part of me where it's like, this is kind of getting intense, guys. Not sure if I've got the mental willpower to see this through. On the kingdom side, I definitely want to see the plot through. Right, let's just do some things. I want to give you this cloak. I want to give you this phylactery. And who's in the party? You seem entertaining, so you can have the cloak. Right, anything else to dump into this box? Oh yeah, that thing. The dueling sword. The swordsman's passion. Oh, that's something. I'm leaning on my desk and nearly slipped off of it. You don't have that. Can I give you that? It does nothing for your AC. Okay. So if you don't need it, how about you, who also doesn't wear armor? It does something for your AC. You can keep that. So if you get ranks in those skills, you might be able to assign more people. That's what I'm thinking, because it's telling me here that loyal servants unlock a new leader post. So that's definitely possible. And the only thing that I can think is that I need to upgrade the ranks to have different people. Am I supposed to go here? I'm gonna save it. Can I save it here? Yes, I can save it here. Great stuff. I think I'm supposed to go to Sorrowflow on my own, which is another terrible, terrible idea. I do not like it, but at the same token, I have a bad feeling that if I don't go, then terrible things are going to happen. But I don't know how to get to the location. Okay, let's... Ooh. There's a way to cross the river. At some point I want to go into the South Nile Marches and grab these little green things, because these give points in different kingdom stats. Now follow the river. And now tease all my wonderful viewers, all 2 of you, are gonna go on a quick coffee break. So let's have some background music. And let's go to the BRB screen. Greetings and salutations. I am back. I am Cairo Russmore, and I'm currently playing through Pathfinder Kingmaker. Just in case I sounded a little bit doubtful of I was actually trying to do two things at once, and I have not changed the screen back to the game. Alright. I can see it's bouncing up and down for me. You're going to have to let me know if the game audio works, just in case that's also balked. Sorry, just double checking something. Enter this location. There we go. Yeah. Oh, you mentioned something. You said something while I was on break, which I just want to just go back over. I think that's one thing. I think that's one area this game is slightly lacking slightly. Pointers to say what you'll probably want to do one of these three next. To do those, you have to do these things depending on which one you want to do first. I kind of agree. It does seem a little bit so like you're not getting led by the hand anywhere. You have a quest gel. It's not very clear which ones you can do immediately. I think if you caught up on my previous stream where I basically just ran through one of the areas with the kid, where it was so like taking care of those lizard men and everything surrounding that. It was just a walk in the park. Because I have a feeling that I was supposed to do that sooner rather than later when I did it. So it was just strolled straight through. Barely a scratch on any of me. And this again could be another one where it's like, might find that this is terribly easy to do. But at the same token, because it's not giving you any directions, you don't know. Which I kind of like in some regards. It feels a lot more like Morrowind than it does Oblivion. Because one of the things I dislike about Oblivion and Skyrim is that you don't have to pay attention. You can just basically open up the quest journal, go, I want to do that one, show me the waypoint, and follow it off to wherever it's pointing you. And yeah, I think to a certain degree it was intended to be done earlier. I mean, it's one of them where it's like, there's this kid missing, and it's all like, I'm lawful good, I'm gonna go find this kid. And it's all like, I can't find this kid for love nor money. He might be here. Nope, he's not here. He might be here. Nope, he's not here. Oh, I gotta go see this witch. Talk to the witch. The witch said that she's not got anything to do with it. Go back and talk to her. Talk to the mother. And it's like, okay. Go back to talk to the mother. Right, what gives? Oh, I told him to throw himself in the lake. So I go to the middle of the lake where it was really difficult, and I had to basically cheese it with spells and scrolls. He's not in the middle of the lake, so I go back to him and it's like, where is he again? He's around the lake. Okay, it's got to be one of these points. I'll just go around the lake looking for a bigger point than this lizard folk village. And it's like, well, it's not a big point, but it's the only point that I've not been to. Yeah, it is a tough rope between hand-holding and leaving you in the dark. And there are some things that this game has left you very much in the dark about. The whole village with the buildings. I actually had to go look that up because there was a quest that said, build something in the village. And it's like, I have no idea how to do this. and I actually had to go up and look a guide, and it's like, how, I've got this quest, how do I do it? And it's like, you click on a village, you click to view the village, and there you've got the build menus. And it's like, okay, close the rest of that guide up because I don't want too many spoilers. Next session, come back, click into it. It's poor UI, more than anything else. Didn't think that was something that I could click on. But yeah, I prefer games not to hold my hand too much, but this game is leaving me in the dark a little. But I think I've figured out my happy medium point. It's all like, go to a place, see if it's possible. If it's not, if it just outright kills you straight away, it's like, okay, that is something for later. The witch's village earlier on, where it's like the previous times where I pried open the well and these three things popped out and murdered me. This time it's like, I know what these three things are now. They're will-o'-the-wisps, or at least variants of. No, you've not missed a tutorial section. The game missed a tutorial section. Just gone. And it's one of the things where it's really expensive to build those buildings. I've not had many build points in quite a while. So I've not really had much cause to go back and try to build up more things, especially since now I needed 400 for the South Norm archers. Anyway, back to the game. Kalik smiles faintly as you approach, but you can't help but notice that she's tense as a bowstring. 3 young tieflings wearing bright clothes, the sort one might find in a harlequin's wardrobe, are gathered near Kalik, fidgeting from foot to foot. They bow simultaneously. The youngest casts you an inquisitive look. So this is the patron you found, Elder, the Baron of this land. And to think that Kainra used to say that you don't know how to make connections. So who? The short-haired tiefling girl steps on her friend's tail. Stop it, Naiho. Don't you see you're upsetting her? Forgive him, Elder. And you too, your grace. When Naiho was little, a donkey knocked over his crib. His horns got caught on its saddle, and he was dragged for half a block, bumping his head on every corner. Now he's no more clever than the donkey. Kalik stomps a foot, drawing attention. And Sweet Teeth, that's enough. You're right. You're going right back to the city. The Baron and I need to talk in private, and we're going to the Talden Tower without you. It might be dangerous. As you say, Elder, the last of the 3 tieflings who had kept quiet until now nods and gestures to the others. We'll go to the city. We'll see if a free tail-swinging goofs like us can find gainful employment around here. If you decide to settle down in these parts, we might, maybe we can find a place here too. Goodbye, Your Grace. Please remind me, what is this place and what are we looking for here? Off they run, tatty bye. It's an ancient Taldan settlement, long ago ravaged by elements. They used to mine ore in these rocks. Little is known about what happened, but according to rumour, a terrible flood devastated the town. Many citizens perished and others fled. Only the tower remains, standing on the cliff. The flood wasn't able to reach it. The tower may still hold substantial riches, among them the Disc of the Eclipse, a relic from a Quidrian temple of Nethys. That's what I'm looking for. It's the second mention of Nethys that I've had. Who were those 3 tieflings? My friends from Quidar. Their names are Naho, Tev, and Elki. But you can call them the Sweet Teeth. They're always together and they always act and speak in chorus. It was they who dug up the history of this place and told me of the treasure, but they never got inside. They say there's a lot of dangerous beasts ahead. I'm happy that at least someone from my past life hasn't abandoned me, but they make me anxious as well. The Sweet Teeth know nothing about what happened after our escape. They think Kainra died, and I adopted a strange new name to hide my past. But they know me and my sister well, and could easily uncover the truth. That which would breach Ness's first condition. That's why it would be better for all of us if we met as rarely as possible. Besides, Kainra nearly fed the poor Sweet Teeth to wild animals, though it seems now like ages ago. What's our plan? There must be a cliff somewhere ahead, where we'll find the remains of a tower. We'll need to climb it and search the ruins, and be ready for trouble. One can never be too careful. Well, are we ready? Well, let's go. Thank you. I'm glad I don't have to walk this road alone. Cinematic control.
I know what
I
to do.
shall answer. I can help.
How level is she?
Taking so long.
She is level 5. Heh, maybe I should have been here a little bit earlier. Sweet Teeth. Yeah, it's a gang name. It's a weird gang name, but it's a gang name. A kineticist? Kineticist. Kineticist. I have no idea what one of these things are. Does this game have witches? That's what I'm curious about. Sorry, I was talking earlier before you arrived about playing a witch, or creating a witch for Pathfinder 2nd edition. And it's witch is something that is in 1st edition. But I don't think that it's actually a valid option in this. They've got a lot of classes, but witch isn't one. I have no idea how these play in the slightest. Oh well, next. 2 points. 1, 2. Next. Alright, I am getting a wild talent. Kineticist, bonus feat, water. The character that selects this talent gains the a bonus feat. These feats must be taken from the character that selects this talent gains a bonus feat. These feats must be taken from the following list: Bull Rush, Greater Bull Rush, Improved Blind Fight, Greater Blind Fight. Oh. No, I don't get it. Elemental. I can get a familiar? This might help some things. Called adaptation. Has one of the following features: fire, fire, water, water, fire, water, water, fire. And then, is she a temporary helper or a new teammate? I don't know. I'm guessing that she's a new teammate. If you gain a bonus equal to 1/2 your kinesis level on skill checks with skills, your primary element added to your class list. What I'm guessing my elements are fire and ice. Water. So tell me if I got water and water blast. This is one of the problems with Pathfinder. It's like 99 classes and you need to know all of them just in case it randomly throws one at you. Alright, cold adaptation. You gain cold resistance equal to twice your current amount of burn. What is burn? Elemental Whispers is a familiar. Kinetic Restoration restores points. I'm kind of curious that a lot of these is basically sort of like doesn't have the following feature, the Kinetic Restoration, which is the ability that you're asking for. It just seems a bit weird. Okay, I don't want either of those. I don't want skill focus. Do I want to be a skilled kineticist? I mean, what did water add to my... It doesn't tell me. Oh, hydrokineticist adds law, nature, athletics to her class skill list. So I get very skilled in, or I get 4 ranks slick. As a standard action, you cough off slippery water or creating an effective release for 1 round. You can accept 1 point of burn at the start of your next turn to extend the duration to 1 minute per level. Okay, so burn is a thing. How does 1 increase burn? No, extend range, burn 1. Does that mean that it burns me? I saw something about burn. Oh, burn. At first level, the kineticist can overexert herself to channel more power than normal, pushing past the limits of safe body, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Each point of burn she accepts takes 1 point of non-lethal damage per character level. This damage can't be healed by any means other than getting a full night's rest, which removes all burn and associated non-lethal damage. Non-lethal damage from burn can be reduced or redirected. The kineticist is incapable of taking non-lethal damage, can't accept burn. Kinesticists can accept only 1 point of burn per round. This limit rises to 2 points at the 6th level and rises 1 additional point at every 3 levels. The kineticist can choose to accept burn if it will put her total number of burn points, her total number of points of burn higher than 3 plus the Constitution modifier, though she can be forced to accept more burn from a source outside of her control. A kineticist who has to accept burn never benefits from abilities that allow her to ignore or alter the effects she receives from non-lethal damage. Okay. So that one doesn't seem so good because it means that I need to burn myself out to get cold adaptation. You already have it for fire though. Kinetic healer gives burn. You touch a willing creature, absorb damage equal to your kinetic blast. I'm guessing that's my water blast. Although that doesn't... This looks half finished. Not gonna lie. Element water, simple blast. Unless my blasts are this. Aha! So I'm up to here. Oh, Jesus. Physical blast, energy blasts deal 1d6 plus half kineticist constitution modifier, increasing by 1d6 every 2 levels beyond the first. Okay. Kinetic restoration, that sounds like a plan. I think this is a constitution based spellcaster. Right, oh god. Expanded element. Can I choose water again? Oh, I can choose water and get cold blast and energy and Water Blast. Water Blast is bludgeoning. Cold Blast is energy. But if I went for fire, I don't get the thing. Oh no, I just get Fire Blast. If I go for Earth, I get Earth Blast. Gonna stick with water. That sounds like a plan. I don't even know. Can you guys wear armor? Point blank shots, precise shots, deadly aim. Okay, so you're an archerish build. What's it recommending on this? Weapon focus. What weapon do they use? Ooh, ray, maybe? Does a blast count as a ray? No. Counts as a blast though. Kinetic blast. That sounds like a plan. I have Ice Blast, Kinetic Blade, Cold Blast, Kinetic Blade, Cold Blast, and Ice Blast. Which is physical, half healing, half piercing, and half cold. That's all cold and energy. But I've got a specialization in it. And they've got a net range attack modifier of 9. Okay, great stuff. Next, Kineticist. Should I just put it into Constitution? I think I'm going to put it into Constitution, because Constitution will be great for this person. Right, now I can choose another one of these things. Healing Burst. Sounds like a plan because it's only me here. Use your kinetic you use Kinetic Healer to heal all creatures within 30-foot range. A healing burst heals half as much damage as normal. Prerequisites Kinetic Healer. When did you get Kinetic Healer? I mean, taking blind fight wouldn't be a terrible thing. Has one of the following Kinetic Healer? I thought you said Healing Burp. Oh, what the heck is this class? No, a healing burst. But still, what the heck is this class? I mean, it's one of them nice things about Pathfinder is it's got plenty of variety, so you can make precisely the character that you want to play. But when it throws you in at the deep end like this, it's like, no idea what I'm doing. Alright, I'm going to take this, although I don't know where they got the Kinetic Healer from. But it will be useful to have at least one of the two of us being able to heal. Right. So I have choices. I can either have Water Blast, Ice Blast, or Cold Blast. I'm going to go for... Oh, do I only get so many of these? I am so confused. Do you even have a spellbook? You don't have a spellbook, because apparently these aren't spells. Right, okay. Let's just ignore everything and go down this trail. I don't know if I'm supposed to meet them alone. I seem to remember, there's a class you've never played before. Make a 12th level character. I mean, you in Pathfinder as well. Right, if this thing kills me,
Enemy approaching.
then we're gonna go back and get other people. I don't think this thing is gonna kill me.
This will hurt. Let's try this way.
I mean, it's gonna have a good job at trying. Oh wait, no, it didn't do anything. That's a hell of a lot of damage. $46 plus 12. Did you save? I have saved. Right, there's another frog thing. Right. Is it worthwhile? Do I still have a bow? I still have a bow. What is it? It's a masterwork light crossbow. It'll do.
Taste my
We will be victorious.
Love the way that I think I broke it for a moment there. Right. No, don't move. I just want you to blast it. There we go. Oh, there's another one. It's ferocious. It's charging us. Oh, that does not look good. The slime is permanent?
This should do it.
I am not good if I don't have my sneak attacks. Right. Murder! Or don't murder. Here's a class you've never even heard of. Make a level 12 character and play them well.
quit.
Stabby!
Let's try this way.
I mean, I gotta say this isn't... It's not going too badly just yet.
This should do it. A calculated risk.
And then it exploded. Okay. Silver disc, agate, buckler, charm, pearl. Three medium water elementals in a circle. I don't know what that's about. Okay, we gotta get up this cliff. Hiya! Kalik throws back her head and looks upwards. Up there, there's a tower there on the cliff, but it will be a difficult climb, such a steep slope. Kalik gives you a pensive and sad smile. My sister and I used to climb together. She was so angry when I was faster, but she always helped me when she got ahead. Use a rope. Kelly climbs to the cliff with dexterity of a lizard, but you go stride for stride with her, easily keeping up. Soon at the top of the cliff lays before you. I've lost my rope. What a beautiful place, and cozy. The cliffs seem to embrace this place. And a waterfall. Now I see why the Taldans decided to settle here. I'd live here too. I mean, how have you not noticed a waterfall before right that moment? I mean,
Interesting.
this is a terrible idea. Giant centipede.
Cool off.
Giant centipedes. It's a waterfall, it's predictable, there's a cave behind it, so I went in it. This won't be a terrible idea, will it? Oh my word. Tremendous. Giant. Right, delay until there. Right. Murder that one.
Taste my fury.
Let that thing come closer to me. I was hoping that it wouldn't do that, but okay.
This will hurt.
Now I get all 3 attacks. Ta-da! Our goal is to be one of the least inspiring rallying calls. I mean, I'm not very charismatic, I don't think. Right, let's have a 5-foot step away and murder the big one. Okay, we just murdered it. That's great stuff.
Let's try this way.
Should have moved up and attacked that one. Ha, you missed. You needed a natural 20 to hit me. And her. What's her AC? What is her equipment? So many questions. Oh my word, you're barely wearing anything. It's a chain shirt, and that's it. Got a 22 AC. Oh, you've got a you have shield cast, I assume? No. Oh, you've got a shroud of water. Oh. Fair enough then. I have no idea how this class works. I'm going to keep saying that until it starts making sense, but it's probably not going to make sense for quite a while, so I don't know why I keep saying it. A vein of ore, the Taldans hadn't finished mining it when the settlement perished.
According to plan.
Shimmer pollen. Buckler. Silver earring. Shiny rock. The old time doors at it is surprisingly well preserved. The ore mine can be restored here.
I am ready.
Get the surprise on that thing. Nope, you didn't manage to surprise it. Oh, there's 2 big ones. And lots of little ones. Terrible things are about to happen. Luckily, they can't hit us very easily. I mean, small ones. The bigger ones might stand a better chance. Right, stab the big one.
This should do it.
Because you had sneak attack because ally was there. And missed one of the tiny ones. Great stuff. Number 2 coming into play. Right, can you move away at all? You cannot. Luckily, you've got a respectable number of hit points. And AC. Right. Make with the stabbing. Thing is, it's side quests like this make me actually kind of curious how this would fit in with the actual adventure path. Is it supposed to be a case that, you know, one player will go off with an NPC and do this quest all on the Billy Lonesome? Or is it expected that, you know, they don't? Am I supposed to be doing this on my Billy Lonesome, or is this supposed to take a full group? It's just I've left this so long that it no longer takes a full group. Is this just the tip of the iceberg that's... I mean, I can still miss. Where it's like the difficulty is going to ramp up the further down I get into this cave. Should I even be in this cave? Who knows? You've got a reasonable stealth, don't you? Yeah, you know. I should possibly doing this a little bit more. Just didn't explode on me. Wand of Fireball. Beetle in Amber. And braces that nobody can identify because we're not those kind of people. From the point at this point you see the rubble is not great. You could move it aside. This goes out to this part of the map. Well, that was a fun little detour. Yeah, I think your late arrival is letting you breeze it. I mean, there's a gargoyle over there. Wonder if, seeing as though I can breeze it, can I actually sneak up behind this thing and stab it? I did. I managed to sneak up and stab it. And made a thing made of rock explode.
Cool off.
Not entirely sure how I managed that one. That was close. That was even closer.
Taste my fury.
I would like to be inside round about now.
A calculated risk.
Oh, the storm's killing our movement speed.
This will hurt.
I mean, it just critically hit me for 5 points of damage. Ow. Did that hit? No, I don't think it did. He got close to hitting. And I do not like it.
Try this way. In due time.
Loot that body. Take everything. Loot that body. Take everything. Go. Oh. Narrative. Kalik wearily looks around the area. The tower, it's been destroyed and I'm afraid I'm going to walk off the edge of this cliff. Jesus Christ, this is a dangerous place to be in a storm. Also, what the hell is that thing? Because Galik points at the ruins. A frightening gargoyle is sitting among one. Is it even a gargoyle? The jewels the monster has gathered in its nest glimmer here and there, but the brightest treasure of all is a small disc lying at its feet. It glistens white like incandescent metal, but a moment later is covered by abysmal blackness. It then flashes white again. The disc of the eclipse. That must be. But how do we... The girl freezes mid-sentence, her eyes wide open, and then... She looks you in... You look in the eyes of a tiefling girl as she emerges from the portal, and she raises her brow expressively. Karen, such a wonderful day, and what of you? There's no need for the charade. Your sister told me the truth. It's nice to see you again, Kenrith. Let's keep up the pretense. You detect a glimmer of fear in the girl's eyes, but she quickly shakes it off and snaps her tail angrily. Let me guess, my sweet sister couldn't hold her tongue. She broke the god's orders and revealed our secret. To tell you the truth, I was sure all this would come out sooner or later, but it's nice to know I wasn't the fool who let it slip. Kenrith keeps silent for a few moments, contemplating her new situation. Then she smiles coyly. Tell me, Chiron, did we say goodbye in a luxurious banquet hall and rest off the day you received your barony? And now we're sitting here all alone atop a cliff in some backwater surrounded by slimy flesh-eating toads and revolting monsters. I don't even know which question to ask first. Why or how? I guess I'm a parent of many talents. Your sister asked me to find an artifact. An artifact? It doesn't happen to be the Disc of Eclipse, does it? Of course, it was I who first told you about it. But I imagine us sitting cosily by a fire in your castle while your servants went off to collect it. Oh well, an adventure it is then. But it seems our treasure has been stolen by that ugly gargoyle. So what are we supposed to do now? I mean, we could possibly fight it and defeat it easily. But as a rogue, I've got to, let's try and slip past it and take the disc and other valuables. A reasonable plan, lead the way, I'll follow. I love the way it's all like, lead the way. I have no idea where I am. I mean, lead the way and you'll follow. That's bullshit. You're up on a cliff, you're not going to be able to... Gargoyle-like treant. Yoink. Yoink. Gotta go greedy. Yoink. Let's see what we have here. Kenrith's tail dances just above the ground, giving away the tiefling's excitement. She is obviously anxious to grab the disc of the eclipse, but waits for you to nod. Fine, take the disc. The girl quickly grabs the artifact with both hands, and at that very instant you hear a loud sound like a clap, and Kenrith is enveloped in a cocoon of white light which quickly turns to darkness. You hear voices whispering and interrupting each other. They seem to be speaking in images, not natural words. Black, white, bound, split, indivisible. Then the strange phenomena ends as quickly as it began. The darkness disappears and Kenrith is standing just where she was, seemingly intact. But the disc in her hands is gone. Are you alright? What? Kenrith can barely hear you. She shakes her head a few times as if emerging from a dream. Amazing. I didn't expect this. Listen, the artifact didn't disappear. I can feel it. It's like a part of me now. And I think I know how to use it. Kilik looks at you in complete astonishment. Charon, what just happened? I was sleeping in the demiplane, but this time I wasn't pulled out like usual. I heard a voice, Kenra's voice. Kenrath and I discovered the disk of the eclipse, and it affected her in a strange way. So what I felt and heard was the influence of a disk, but it's so strange. Kilik closes her eyes. Those lightning bolts are getting close. I have a feeling that it's just going to be like cacao and game over at some point. Kilik closes her eyes and stands still. Her dark hair moves in the wind, but nothing happens for about a minute. Then, without opening her eyes, she begins to move her hand. Yes, now I understand. Hello again. We are still in Sorrowflow. My sweet sister learned how to use our new ability so quickly. I was sure it would take her a year. I'm going to try switching us again. Please tell her from me she's a foolish goat. I'm back again, and again I heard my sister calling for me. I felt it inside, just like my bond to elemental forces. Now we can switch places whenever we wish. Your sister asked me to tell you to give a nice big hug to the wonderful Baron who helped you so much. Really? Kilik looks sincerely surprised and a little embarrassed. I could, if you're comfortable with that, of course. I'm perfectly comfortable. Kilik looks at you with suspicion and remarks, "You're joking, aren't you?" So you can now switch whenever you want to. Yes, there's so many thoughts in my head. It was a miracle that we found such a rare artifact that could help us, or perhaps Nethys planned this all along. And what should we do with our new gift? Now, my sister and I must decide how to divide the time we share. Yes, I think it's all about this and many other things, but for now I wish to thank you, Chiron. If a foreign outcast's gratitude means anything to you, you have it. And one more thing. I'd like to remain in your lands and help you with your quests and travels. Now we can better control our switches, we don't have to keep running from one place to another. I think Kenrath will support my idea. What do you say? You'll be most welcome. May this be the beginning of a wonderful journey.
What's taking so long?
That's interesting. I mean, oh wow, you've got a lot more skills than your sister does. Less constitution somehow. Well, no, that makes sense. Fire's Fury, you seem to be the fire kind of person. Your sister is the ice. Bump, bump, bump. Ah, we get half point every now and again. Weapon focus. Kinesis blast. K blast. Fire. We chose fire the first time. We chose. Okay, you're a dark elementalist. Does that mean you're evil? Please don't. Oh, you're evil. I love the way that it's fact it's like dark. Oh yeah, you're evil. Sure, be skilled. Why not? Because you've got a lot more class skills. Alright, so I can swap between the two whenever I please. Are you evil? You're chaotic good. And your sister is...
I'm glad you called.
The lawful evil. Well, I prefer the chaotic good one at least. I mean, I'm now curious. All of these lightning bolts have been far closer than I would have liked. The remains of a dock, the Taldan's launched barges loaded with ore from here.
They'll never see me coming.
I mean, do I want to be down here? I mean, I'm gonna fight this thing because why not? First of all, we're gonna sneak up to it and we're gonna stab the smeg out of it.
Our victory is certain.
Oof. And kaboom!
A calculated risk.
This thing has regeneration. Cold or fire? Oh.
This will hurt.
Alright, I don't think it's getting up anytime soon. Could you do some fire damage to it? There we go. You mean the story artwork? Yeah, the artwork says evil a little too. The story artwork on this artwork. Because the character artwork doesn't really say evil to me. That kind of does. But that doesn't. That just, you know, tiefling, red eyes. What do you expect? An empire once so great, where is your strength? Does the same fate await us? No answer. Let's grab some more edible moss. That's always nice to have. Taldor and Quadera were rivals for ages. So strange to wander around these ruins. Can we go over there? Yeah, we can go over there. What does that look like? A box. It's a rock. Ah, the edge of the world. Take the mushrooms. Why not? Leave. Yeah, the story artwork feels very dark. But her artwork doesn't look quite so dark, if you ask me. It could just be a tiefling with fiery red eyes. I mean, that's not evil realistically. I mean, my artwork says evil. But no, that one definitely suggests that there's something, well, maybe not so great about it. Right, so that's that one. Should we go back to this? Just actually leaves us with the kingdom quest and a just reward, which I'm supposed to go to alone. But the last time I did that, I ended up very dead very quickly. However, I am tempted to try and go there alone again, now that I've leveled up. I don't really feel like resting with it just being the two of us, because we're likely to get ambushed. Come on, make it back, make it back, make it back, make it back, make it back. Enter! Ta-da! The throne room awaits. Well, I didn't get interrupted, so what's it to do in the barony? Economy. Restoration of the Talden Mine. That will give me a BP a week. New phase of life for your capital. Rebuild your capital into a lively town. It's time. Okay, it's finally given me the one. Yeah, with the Manticore and a couple of other baddies. Yeah. Crazy Dryad lady. Where it's like, come for your reward, and it's like, oh, this sounds like a trap, you're asking me to go alone, and then you go, and it's a trap, and it's like, should you really? That requires 100 BP. I do not have 100 BP, but a town would help. 26. 26 is not nearly enough for 100 BP. So much to do. I have a feeling that there's, you know, part of this game could actually just be sat here trying to manage the kingdom and just faffing around with this, slowly building it up. And I don't, you know, this is one of the things that, did you never go back? No, I've not been back to face the Dryad. She was vicious. Why would I go back before I'm massively overleveled, maybe? With better weapons. And a lot more hit points. And better armor. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, it's one of them things where it's like this. There's a lot here that's sort of like, am I supposed to be doing a lot more in the kingdom view and just sort of like trying to do these odd little things? Natural armor +1. There was also these braces of +1. Both kind of. Okay. Can't think of anything there that need to take. Oh, I need to keep. The main square. Let's sell off some junk. But yeah, am I supposed to be spending more time in the kingdom view, trying to manage that side of the game? I will wager she might be the cause of the stunted plot. You mean the fact that I've not got much left to go off? Oh, the fact that it's not giving me a great deal to work with. Very nice. Might as well keep all of both of those for now. Should I? Well, let's get rid of it. We got lots of those, things like those. You got anything new for me? Not especially. Deal. Oh, do these two have separate inventories as well? They do. That could be an expensive companion. I mean, I like it. Oh, Lindsay, I thought it was a child then. Wait, I want you to meet someone. Here, this is Trestle the Quill, a book peddler. If not for her, I'd still probably be sitting in a radish patch in my hometown. Tress A plum woman wearing heavily patched clothes greets you with a broad, gap-toothed smile. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, your barony. Thanks for keeping an eye on this little tot. You travel around. Have you heard anything interesting about my neighbours? Of course I do. What would you like to hear about? How are things in Brevany? Bad. People in Restov are honing their swords. With the royal house gone, it's just a matter of time until there's some big uproar. Everyone knows it and no one wants it, but there doesn't seem to be any way to avoid it. Any news of Mivov? The usual schemes and duels. Seems like a bunch of runaway bandits flooded in there from Brevany. The rumour has it the great houses are intentionally straining Mivov, so the Andori there won't be able to help Restov when the carnage begins. Got to mention a player rocking up. Who's racist? Yeah, there's been a few pointers in what to do next. I think Route 1 plot has been held up with her. I'm not entirely sure if it's been held up or whether it's just like... Because there was a few. There was the troll issue, there was the curse issue, and there was Tartuccio popping back up. And they all... I have a feeling that there's... How the hell are you supposed to tell the difference between a child and a gnome? Just by a video game. I mean, look at her. She looks like a child. So I have a feeling that there's more than... I think there is a number of interweaving plots. There's Tartuccio, who has been here since day one and has been a thorn in my side. He then evolved into Tartuk, and I've killed him yet again, but I don't think that train of thinking is over, because who resurrected him? There's the Dryad, who was like, help save me from my land, and then she stabbed me in the back. I still don't know what that's about. The Trolls, again, that was Tartuccio. So maybe that was just Tartuccio's art, because it was the kobolds and the mites, but Tartuccio drove that one into the ground. Now it was the kobolds and the trolls. So there's a kobold line, there's a dryad line, and then there's these curses. And a lot of the quests that I have been doing are, it's like investigate this as a potential curse, investigate this as a potential curse. So I don't think I've held up the plot. I just think it's like it's one of them where it's by the chapter. So if you think of it more as a chapter thing, it's like I did the prologue or chapter 1. This is chapter 2. I'm nearly at the end of it, so there's not much left to go on. And then there'll be chapter 3 as soon as I've finished all the chapter 2 stuff. That's my sense of how this is going, because it is playing out very much like a Pathfinder adventure. Or it's playing out very much like a episodic book adventure. Gotta imagine playing with that Tiefling characters concept. That's a hard no from this GM. Why a hard no? Just curious. What's going on in Ptax? Under King Ivaretu, what isn't? Parties, parades, and executions. The king robs the trade houses that used to own the city. He brought some gang in from Numenera, who's been selling deliriant potions. He sends strange expeditions to nearby lands, but no one knows what he's looking for. Nobody can tell what the kook's thinking, and why he always wins. Has anyone asked about my lands? Now, don't you go taking me for a spy, alright? Honestly, go ahead and check me with magic or just ask Lindsay. I'm happy to hear and pass along rumours, but I don't go spying on purpose. My business is books. As for your question, well, of course people are interested. People in Restov want to know if they were right to wager on you, while Mivov and Patax are still trying to take a measure of what their new neighbour. No one knows what to expect from you, and they're getting themselves ready for some surprises. Thank you. Where are you from? Right now or in general? I came from Mivov right now. As for in general, well, I'm from everywhere or nowhere. Was found under a bush and have travelled with the wind ever since. Haha. How did you meet Lindsay? Went through a village from time to time. Weren't many buyers. I was lucky to sell half a dozen calendars each year and maybe a couple of cheap vulgar prints. Then a priest from the capital went to live there and got the young people interested in reading little by little. Some would ask for romance stories, some wanted heroics tales. Well, one day this little tot came by and traded her father's belt, 2 bottles and a hunk of bread for a 2-volume collection on legends about the Arknights of Avistan. Came back later, all tear-stained, looked like her daddy didn't need the belt after all. So she sniffled at me and says, "Take me with you, I can help." And looks at me like a lost puppy. So I took her along. Why not? And that's what got the ball rolling. Wow. That's... It's very... I'd have to trust the player to balance out a version that could swap between building with 2 sets of infantry without being a mess or super extra about it. If someone just rocked up to the table, it will probably be a no. Okay, so if I was to rock up to the table with that character concept, you might let it slide, but if it was just a random player going, "I have this idea," you'd be sort of like, no. But yeah, so basically she just stole Lindsay? Kidnapped? I mean, I don't know. I mean, shouldn't it have been a little bit of an alarm bell that we traded her father's belt? But at the same token, it's like, What brought you here? A little bird told me about a proper city in the Stolen Lands. Now, one with a printing house, an old friend of mine sitting in that printing house at that. So I came by to see her, maybe buy some books while I'm at it. Will you be staying? Me? Not really sure. Probably for a while at least. People here seem fine. They read at least. Then again, there's a printing house here. And I get to catch up with Lindsay. Haven't seen her for a few years, you know. After I get tired of things here, I'll be on my way again. I've already done that one. And farewell. Good day to you. Take care, Lindsay. And then Lindsay just wanders off again. What a strange little introduction. If it was me, it'd be 100% a no. Fair enough. I see that you're saying just joking there. But I can take your hint. To be fair, it's not something that I would... well, I say that... I have a name for you. Where's Alien Archive 3? I will have a name for you in just a moment. Probably going to call the stream here because it is 5 to midnight. But what are they called again? Is it Alien Archive 3 or is it Alien Archive 2? 76. Nope, it's not you. I don't think it's you. Wow, you're a thing. Nope, might be Alien Archive too. One moment. It's very difficult to reach my Alien Archive books. They're over far behind me, and this headset wire is not quite very long. 96. Nope, it's not you. What are you called? I'll remember the artwork when I see it. I just can't remember what the race is called. Flicking through, can't see it. I'll just have to tell you about it. There is a Starfinder race which is one body, two souls, and there is a list of rules what you must do to play this character, this race, and one of the rules is that they can, every time you level up character creation, you have to state which two classes you are going to play. It is a multi-classed character, and it is very strictly multi-classed. The two classes cannot be more than one level difference apart. So, if you level up your Technomancer, then you must level up your Soldier. If you then level up your Soldier, you must then level up your Technomancer, so it's always equal or thereabouts. I can't remember any other conditions they have. I mean, I do know somebody else who pulls it off fairly well, which is actually Steph, in the D&D game that we've got on the Wednesdays. She's playing a twin soul. Which is a fairly interesting concept. The thing is, though, she's only got one inventory because I think One Body, Two Souls might have been a Boyzone song. Shouldn't that be two bodies, one soul, rather than one body, two souls? Anyway, but yeah, she's only got one inventory because it's like she doesn't phase in and out. It's a more mind thing that's going on, more than anything. But she does have two classes and two character sheets, basically. Every time she levels up, she's got to level up both of them, which is a nightmare for her, apparently. Oh, well, you fucking chose it. And I think she pulls it off fairly well. I can't honestly remember the classes we're looking at here. So off the top of my head, I can't tell you how much overlap there is. I mean, one of the things that I don't like about this is sort of like, if I found a really nice crossbow to give to one of them, like Tristan's crossbow, which deals lightning damage. So I gave it to one of them, and then I needed to swap it out, the person out. I lose access to the crossbow, which from a player's point of view would be really annoying, because it's like, oh, I need two magical weapons. Why do you need two magical weapons? Well, if I'm this person, then they'll have their equipment, but when they leave and the other one comes back, they'll be naked as the day they were born. And it's like, but that means basically you want two shares of all loot. And it's all like, yeah, but, you know, that's my character content. No, you get one share of all the loot. In this case, it's not too bad because I could actually just, you know... I appreciate that I did actually switch it out earlier because it was all like, I need the fire damage. But... that was more necessity rather than desire, and the fire damage was just innate to one of them. I wonder how many saves this is. Saving. Still saving. There we go. Because I've not been keeping this clean. Pretty much one for every session, I believe, or thereabouts. It's just nice to have a catalogue of people. I always also seem to save in town a lot of the time. Although, maybe not so much. Just tell me my current party, even though I'm not currently in a party. Anyway, I am going to call it quits here. Thank you for joining me. I need to go to the ending stream, and here we can see. Does the music work? I don't think the music is working. You can get over it. The music won't work right now. As soon as though it's not working, I don't need it playing and distracting. Thank you for coming. This is session 24, which I did some math, or I did some digging. There was 10 sessions at 2 hours, and then I went on to the 3 hours. So that's 14 at 3 hours, which is 42? 14 times 3, 30 plus 3 times 4, which is 12, which is 42. Plus the original 20 hours. So this is, we've just completed hour 64 of this. And as far as I can tell, I'm still on chapter 2. Anyway, I am going to just double check to see if Pathfinder Games is streaming yet. They aren't playing Starfinder this evening. If I remember correctly, they are playing some other tabletop role-playing game as a one-shot, as their GM is away at the moment. But if you would like to join me, I am going to go a-raiding. How many weeks of what? Sorry. Ask quickly before I raid Halfsinger. Well, actually, it's you. You can just ask me on another medium later if you wish. Should I check the other medium now? Hello? You still there? I'm going to guess that you mean how many weeks is it this one shot? I think it is just this 1 week. I don't know. Or are you talking about how many weeks I've been playing this game? Which would be half of 20 odd. 24, so 12 weeks. One of the two. Anyway, the raid's going to take us. Daddy bye.